Good morning, active inbred borners. Now today we're inside because it's almost like autumn. I hate to say it, but I do miss the sunny weather. Although being a bit cooler, we do sleep better. So I'm inside today, and I'm Simon Barnes, as you probably know by now, so I won't go all through that rigmarole again. So it's a fairly short one today because instead of 4 o'clock Friday afternoon, it's 11 o'clock on a Tuesday. So that's why I'm drinking a cup of coffee. Make sure I'm awake. Not the hub coffee, I'm afraid, because I'm still shielding. But the hub is open for takeaway coffees. Anyway, adverts over. Short one today on my safe cycling videos. So I've made some little notes. What you have to remember when you're out on a bike, when the weather isn't so warm, and when it's warmer and hot, you're actually cooler going on the bike because you've got the air to cool you down. So on the really hot weather we've had, you actually are better going out than running on the bike because it does cool you down. Of course, it's conversely true when it's cooler that it cools you down and you don't want to be necessarily. So do put a little extra layer of clothing on or wear gloves because you will cool down quickly when you're going downhill or if you have to stop. So just bear that in mind. When I was racing on the 60s, we used to carry a bit of newspaper before we start the race just to keep us warm, and it did work, and it's very eco of course as well, so it's combust the bubble. So I'm just made a few notes here. So we'll wear a gilet like I'm wearing here, which you can unzip, which is a good thing to be wearing. Also, when we've had hot weather, dry weather for so long like we've had, the roads are likely to be slippy. The tarmac gets a bit greasy with a bit of diesel and what have you, so just be careful on the descents and on the corners. Also, grit will get washed down, grit and gravel will get washed down onto the road, so you're more likely to get a puncture. And be aware where gravel might be in hollows or around corners or on the edge of the, and try and avoid riding through the grit if you can without putting yourself in danger. You will be more at risk of getting a puncture. Now in terms of, and when you get back, it's a good idea just to wipe the bike down if it's wet and check your tyres. There might be a little bit of grit in there. You don't want to go out for a ride, go to the shed or a garage and find you've got a flat tyre. So better look before you go out. I've been looking on, you look at the BBC News app on my phone, and they have videos of the day, and yesterday and today there's a little bit with the Bikeability chief executive, I think, talking about safer cycling with some tips there. I have to say most of it's about riding in big cities in London, but there are some useful tips there. And talking about Bikeability, which I think I mentioned last time, Dave Saunders runs his own Bikeability training. He's a Bikeability trained, certified instructor. And you could be contacted on Dave's Cycle Training, all one word, Dave's Cycle Training at outlook.com. Also, in St Albans, there's Beat Bike. So they're on Beat Bike, beatbike.co.uk. Both good people for training. They will be a bit of a charge, but there's a group of you get together, they know what they're doing, these guys. Now the other thing I want to talk about is the campaign for saving lives on the Redbourne Road, the campaign to get a cycle path, running path, walking path. Now I've been talking unofficially to the Herts County Council highways people for a long while, and earlier this year they did indicate to me that there was a mind to get something done now at last, and it was in the plan. They'd put some costings to it and what have you, and we decided, active in Redbourne, that we would put a campaign up then back in March. Obviously that had to be postponed. There is now more funding being made available, probably not enough, but anything's better than nothing. And of course every district is fighting for their cycle paths to be made. So the campaign had over 1,000 signatures in 27 hours at the weekend. So, but we don't want to slow down. We do want to get thousands there. So you can find the campaign on the Active in Redbourne site. It will be on the Bycroft and the Hub websites in the next 24 hours, hopefully. But you can find it everywhere, and it will be in shops and places in the village. So it is important for everybody. There's been too many people nearly having lost their lives or lost their lives on that road, and it's not good for the motorists or the motorcyclists, or definitely not the cyclists. But cars go too fast and it's dangerous, and we want to connect St Albans to Redbourne. There's lots of little offshoots you can go on your bike or walking or running, and letting people in St Albans know about Redbourne, so people, families in Redbourne can go to Verulamium, can go to the market as a family safely. So please, I do urge you to encourage everybody you know to sign it. It's easy to do, doesn't cost you anything, and it's for a good cause. So thank you very much. Have safe cycling.